you see yourself in 5 years?
I hope that my songs are off the shelf in 5 years.
What does that mean?
That my songs have had their glory.
How many songs have you written?
A few hundred.
How many songs had you find the glory? All of them.
Love is like a fire when you show it off.
I wrote it down in every line. Didn't take long, but like a lifetime. They say the kindred spirit always finds their soul in another one's mind. You see these things, well, they don't happen to me, 'cause I live for the dark. I was singing in a cigar room in London 5-6 nights a week. I was making like £70 a night in this cigar room, and I was like burning myself, like literally burning myself out just from like every night. So like 3 a.m. I'd just sing every night in Mayfair, and I just got tired. I got tired of, I'm going to book a one-way ticket, I'm going to go to New York, and I'm going to try and get a deal. And I did. A week later, I called my mom from London, and I was like, Mom, I'm going to go to New York next week. I took the deposit on my little room that I had in London. I took the deposit, and I just went, and I just never looked back. I just went back to Mom. Was like, you going to America? I said, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm the loneliest person on the TV show, 'cause I abuse love, but it's all that I know. I flirted with I came here on a mission, on a quest for my songs, as I call my babies. And America has been very, very good to me, and very, very welcoming, and took me and my babies in. I turned up with a guitar and a suitcase full of songs. And, I built my life here now. This is my home, and I love it here. And, when I came to Nashville, this is where I found my safe space. This office right here was my safe space. You make it your home wherever you are, You see, the world ain't ready for its test yet. You go back to her. Yeah, so writing this album, it was very, very similar for all of the songs. I would get down into my little room down here at BMG. It was usually around about 12 o'clock midnight, and I would just get melodies going, and like a lot of these songs, you know when they're good, when they just pour out of you. And I always say, if a song takes me longer than 7 minutes to write, I will discard it. If I have to think about it too long, it's probably not going to be on my album. So a lot of them came about like that. They come from a different subconscious. When people have these fears and anxieties, and we talk about them and are open, there's comfort in that, I find a lot of comfort myself when I hear that other people have issues, and I'm like, oh, I have that. That must be what it is. And there is comfort in that. And I think, I hope that when I put these songs out, it opens up the conversation where we do discuss it. And, we can say, though I don't have any answers in these songs, because I know I don't, it's showing people that they're not alone.
I could talk all day about her. But I think that one of the things I love most is when you listen to her debut album, you can listen to it top to bottom and have so many different experiences. And it's all over the map in a beautiful way. You can see, much like Ed Sheeran, how she can tackle so many different subjects and so many different sonic explorations. You think, if you want to pigeonhole her over here, then she comes and does a complete 90-degree over here, and then she'll dive down over there. So you're never going to get bored listening to Jessica music.
Well, he'd been hanging around, I've been laying down low, feet on the ground, but I'm playing tiptoe. I was cruising around with a brain. So I arrived in Nashville, Music City, and I didn't know anyone here. And I didn't really know where to go. I had no place to go, and hotels were like crazy expensive at the time. And I remember I did a meeting with somebody from the BMG publishing side who gave me a key card so that I could write in the day here like 9 till 5.
Oh yeah, was this the card? Was this the card?
That was.
It might have been. The card. That might have been the card.
BMG songwriter. That was the card. That was the exact card. See you then. Great seeing you. Bye.
I don't need that back now.
I soon learned that this key card worked 24 hours, and turned up here, and it's quite a nice building, and I was like, fuck, I could move my stuff in, and I could live there. So that's what I did. I found a place over here where I used to store my stuff, and I would leave in the day because I didn't want any of the executives to see me here. I was trying to keep under the radar. So when I was staying here at the offices, I would always be sure to be like out at 7 a.m. in the morning because people were coming into work, and I did not want to be seen, you know, I didn't want it to be out that I was sleeping here. So I'd come out and I'd just go walking, and I'd go along Music Row, and yeah, just go about my day.
I've been laying down low, feet on the ground, but I'm playing tiptoe. From his big glass house, he keeps throwing stones. I live in the back like a fucking Flintstone. But he says
So I used to just walk miles, like I'm not kidding, I'd walk miles and miles. I was like Forrest fucking Gump. So I'd just been walking along Music Row and found this beauty with broken legs and broken wings. But she's still standing, and I want to make sure that by the end of the day, she can fly. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but this little one is going to be just fine. So I brought her back here to BMG studio, and yeah, this better. And I'm going to keep her here with me all weekend until she can fly. And I'd rock up at this local coffee shop that was my favourite, and yeah, I'd hang out all day here until I knew it was safe to go back to the office later on in the day.
you're back in town with your new girl. Our friends say that you're happy and young.
Welcome to my home. Okay, so I'm gonna take you guys on a little tour of my time when I was sleeping at the BMG offices. Okay, so this is the conference room. I spent many a night in this room making long distance calls home back to England to my mum. So I'm sorry, BMG, for the heavy phone bill that you had during that time. But I like it in here, okay? And then through here is the kitchen. So this was an important part of my journey. So in here, guarantee at the end of the day, every time I'd come back when everybody left, there'd be leftover food in here that I could munch on. We had wine, this cupboard, my favorite cupboard, come in here. We've got Moe, we've got London Dry Gin. I call this my creative juice. Okay, so from the kitchen, I'm now gonna take you to my bedroom. This is where I slept. Now, I tried a lot of different sofas here at BMG, and this one, I can say is the best one. Yeah, this was my favorite one. This is where I ended up spending most of my time sleeping, yeah. And this was my mate. This is my friend. And I would just I'd put the TV on, I'd put The Office on, or I'd put Friends on, and I would just, when I'd finish writing, I'd come and hang in here. Got snacks, got everything you need. So this was my kind of relaxed part at the end of the day, and this was my bed. So before we go into the studio, I just want to show you where I kept all of my belongings, my clothes and everything that I owned. Everything was in this cupboard. So no one would really see it. I'd kind of push it at the back. I have all my makeup in there and all my girly stuff. So That was like my storage space. This was where all the creative magic happened. It's really bare at the moment. I think it's been emptied out, but I used to have like red lights across here, red, purple lights. I'd put my laptop here, I'd connect the speakers. I had a sofa in here that I also slept on a couple of nights, but that's been taken out, and this was my safe space. So although this was the room that I did most of my writing, this was another room that I sometimes will come into at night. I did sleep on this sofa as well. This was a good one. This was another good one. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this one. I still go with the other one more, but this was a good one. Yeah, I never really even wrote much in this one. It was always in the little room. I preferred that. There was some sort of energy in there that just kept drawing me back in.
We're all chasing dreams that can make you lose your mind. And once you lose it all, it's really hard to find. Little Red Riding Hood loves a bad wolf. And baby ain't bad, and baby ain't good. The music keeps playing and your soul keeps paying. Your head hurts, your heart's bruised, I'm just saying. Acceptance is the key, we're all I can fall. Failing is the biggest, head like a roll.
Fuck Half Fears, it's a very, very personal song to me. It wrote itself, it wrote itself within about 6 minutes. It's about a night. It's about a really wonderful night I had with my mum and my brother. It was during the COVID pandemic, and we were in this little cottage like on the beach down in Cornwall in England. And it was the night that the space rockets were coming over, and I was fascinated by it. So I got my mum and my brother up. It was a cold night, and I was like, let's go sit on the hill and let's watch them come over. And we did, and we just sat out for hours. We spoke about fears, our anxieties, and my brother, who's very open about it too, suffers from OCD like myself does. And we just opened up. And it was a very, very healing night for both of us and for my mum, all of us. A night I'll never forget.
You know what they told me, that no one could hold me, but I tried. Now the tightrope is loosening, 'cause I've been abusing my eyes. They can no longer see, sleeping giant.
Therapy, I mean, there's a funny part of this story, and then there's a slightly serious part. I went into therapy. We set up 5 sessions for me. And truth be told is I took it very seriously, but as the sessions progressed, I started to realize that my behavior towards my therapist was changing. He was a maturer man, and he was like really nice to me, and he listened to me like every week, and he'd make notes on me, and I found it very endearing until I realized I was paying him to do this, to be honest. And I kind of took it as I had like mixed signals from it, although he was just listening to me because it was our sessions. And then I was like kind of trying to seduce him, and I would wear these I'd turn up at 8 in the morning in these like little red dresses and my high heels, and it just wasn't healthy. And he could see it. It's actually a real thing. It's called transference. It's not real. It can happen between a therapist and a patient, where it's just the patient feels this. So I had to call it off. And now I just write songs as my therapy. It's cheaper, it's easier, and I don't have all that. I ended up with a lot more issues than I started with. I think while writing this album, I found myself in this beautiful big building, but it's a big space and it's empty. And there was a sense of, I was going through a slightly turbulent time, and I felt a sense of loneliness. I kind of always struggled with that kind of feeling, to be honest, as I think a lot of us do at some point, or maybe all the time. But making music helped me get through it. It kept me distracted. I didn't sleep here. I didn't have much time to feel lonely. I was writing an album, so.
I bet she don't love you like the way I used to do. I think about you. I think about you. I bet she don't love you like the way I used to do. I think about you. I think about you. I bet she don't love you like the way I used to do. I think about you. I think about you.
You could just sense this massive heart that just wanted to be heard in her art. And I think to that point, no one had really said, Jessica, be you. Because I remember specifically as we were just talking about philosophy and such, I said, I've not really heard any music yet, Jessica, but you are so special. I think that the only way you'll be in trouble is listening to others tell you what you should be doing. I said, you go be Jessica, make that music.
Where all the words that I wrote turn from go to dust. You see the world ain't ready for us just yet. You go back to her and I will forget every record we turned, every drink that we burned. You see the world ain't ready for us just yet.
This album is important because this is my moment. This is my moment to show what I really have to offer, and that feels really good, you know. I'm being taken very, very seriously, and that already in itself has been life-changing for me.
Every record we turn.